You can sit down too if you want, but you don't have to stand.
Action.
What's up, guys? In today's video, I actually want to talk about why you guys are most likely undercharging for all your products, right? You know, interacting with like the students in my course and the, you know, with the free Facebook groups and whatnot, a lot of people are like, how much do I charge? So that's a huge question. It's like, how much do you charge for your products that you're selling? And a lot of beginners, right, what I notice is like this is like your first site, your first or second site, right? You come into dropshipping and it's like you're almost like too scared to charge like what you could be selling your product for, right? For instance, like take this ring for example, right? Because I did a lot in the fashion industry. If I'm selling this ring, right, you could probably find some decent rings on AliExpress anywhere from $1 to $4, right? And then with e-packet on top of that, potentially, you know, $6 in total for your cost of goods for a ring, right? Now, a lot of people, when they first get started, they're thinking like typical business terms where it's like, okay, you know, I would like 2x my product, so then I have like that profit margin where then they're selling this ring for like $11, $12. And that's not what you want to do. Like when I first started, like my first store, I was selling $2, $3 sunglasses, guys, for 45 bucks. I was selling rings and bracelets. You know, like if I could get a bracelet, like literally a bead bracelet like this, guys, on AliExpress for like $2, I'd be selling that stuff for like $22, $24, okay? And the biggest thing that comes in this, guys, is content and branding, okay? Now, because that allows you to actually charge that much, right? If you use the AliExpress pictures, if you just slap on products on your website and then throw like that kind of price tag on those products, you're not gonna get conversions. And that's where like people kind of like step up, is because they realize that they can be charging more, but they don't do it right, and so then they can't, like, so then they don't even make money at all, right? So again, if you're charging really cheap, yeah, you'll get sales, guys. But the thing is, like, if you're selling a $6 ring for $12 and you're already making like, say you have a store, right? This is your first one, you're doing like 5K a month with it. If you were selling, you know, selling that same ring for $25 instead of 12, that's double. So like you could be doing 10K months for the same amount, and most of the time it's not going to hurt your conversion rate as bad, just because like psychology-wise and branding-wise, if you're doing it right, guys, getting the, like your custom content, custom, you know, product photography, all this kind of stuff, using that and then branding it properly instead of like a typical drop shipping store, where like it looks like you're drop shipping. Because guys, like the number one rule I go by is if it looks like you're drop shipping wrong, okay? So again, a lot of it comes down to branding and content and figuring out how to actually position your brand, right, against all these other competitors and other people selling stuff in your space, how to position your brand a little bit higher so that you can actually charge for those rates and you don't feel like bad about charging it. Your customers are actually coming to you even with that higher price point, okay, guys? Again, I did a lot of my stores, and still to this day a lot of my stores are in the fashion industry, the fashion niche. So what I do is like I never sell cheap fashion products, right? Like my first store, I branded it as affordable, right? But and again, everything was in the price range of like within like $15 up to $100, right? That's why I said it was affordable, because I wasn't like selling like designer priced products on my store, because these were dropshipping products. Like there's a nice little threshold, because again, guys, it's more about figuring out how to brand yourself as an actual brand, right? Depicting yourself as an actual brand and having customers in perception. The biggest takeaway, right, is that the price, guys, no matter what the market is, the price is determined by perception, okay? Like a customer's perception is going to like is going to affect either whether they buy or not, right? The market isn't always going to dictate the price. Now you can price your products to the market, right, for easy conversions, easy sales, but if you're actually overcharging, right, necessarily what the market is, because you know there's a lot of cheap dropshippers selling like $10 bracelets, right? You're no different than those guys if you just do the exact same thing, right? What you can do is you can actually do custom content, get a solid brand that looks like its own unique company, all right? And then you can be charging double that, okay? And people would be flocking more to yours because you're actually like you are unique, you are something, right? Well, these other dropshippers, like, okay, yeah, you might get a few impulse purchases and whatnot because it's so cheap, but there's no real branding with it, and there's no real like content or content strategy or even brand or marketing strategy to accompany that, okay, guys? So I just wanted to make like a really quick video on just how to actually, you know, price your products higher. And again, the biggest two takeaways, guys, is custom content and custom branding, okay? So you don't want your site to look like a dropshipping site. You don't want your brand to look like a cheap Chinese brand if you're dropshipping, you know, the products from AliExpress or from China, right? So again, the biggest takeaway, guys, is just content and branding. And then realize, right, okay, guys, realize in your head that the pricing and stuff, a customer's perception of your brand is going to determine whether or not they think that the pricing is accurate, like if it lines up, okay? It doesn't matter what the market is, okay? You can price to the market, but the market isn't going to price you. Okay, guys? So I think that's one of the biggest takeaways, as long as the other two factors. So make sure to leave a like, make sure to comment, guys. I respond to everyone's comments, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Again, if you are looking to get into content, there are presets down below. The course is linked down below as well. Everything's linked down below. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Shoots.